in virtually every marina across the globe, there's a common denominator. A yacht with a unique profile and telling design features that are as easy to spot in open water as they are to enjoy at anchor. The lines are those of a Sunseeker, in our case, a 53 Sunseeker Manhatan in Marina Del Rey, California. She was built in 2012 and is as relevant today as the day she was commissioned. She's been well maintained, aesthetically upgraded, and has a spacious 3-room, 2-head layout. We'd like to invite you on board to see why it is that yachting enthusiasts worldwide can easily pick this sleek and sporty design out of a lineup. This 53 Sunseeker has a hydraulic teak swim platform. Currently on the swim platform is an AB tender with a 25 horsepower outboard motor. While the tender isn't included in the current sale price, it can be worked into a newly negotiated deal. On the port side of the transom is a crew cabin that's presently being used as storage. Next to that is a locker for storing fenders and lines. Now on the starboard side, immediately below the passerelle, is her AC shore power connection. Taking the steps up, we come to the starboard boarding gate. Once inside the cockpit, we first come to the control panels for the swim platform and the passerelle. The controls are just below a stainless cleat and winch. These can be found on both sides. Centerline is a sun pad with a grab rail running around the outside. Immediately in front of this is our alfresco dining, which can accommodate 6. All of the exterior cushions that you see here have been replaced. Covering the aft deck is a hardtop with a matte finish. Forward into port is a molded staircase with teak steps which affords Flybridge access. We'll revisit this. Next, let's take a look at the engine room. There's a lot of headroom down here, which makes servicing her machinery a lot easier than it usually is on a boat this size. She has a pair of MAN R6s, each with 600 horsepower. Aft in the engine room is an 11 kilowatt Cummins Onan generator with underwater silent exhaust. This Sunseeker has a top speed of 32 knots and a cruise speed of 23 knots. Before we step inside, let's take the starboard side deck forward to the bow. The bow has a large centerline sun pad with cup holders and grab rails on both sides. Forward is her ground tackle. It's comprised of a Lumar electric windlass with foot controls. This is what raises and lowers her polished Delta anchor, which is on 200 feet of chain. Now let's take a look at the Salon, which we access from the aft deck. Her interior is appointed with warm walnut carpentry, which is a gorgeous touch. All of the carpet was just replaced and adds to the Salon's airy, contemporary feel. First, she has a large leather U-shaped settee on the starboard side, which wraps around a coffee table. This seating faces a deep entertainment center, which has an electrically actuated hideaway TV that's tied in with the KVH satellite TV system. Underneath and aft is an isotherm fridge. Just forward of this on the port side is a U-shaped dining area wrapping around a walnut table. Looking aft from here gives us a better idea of just how large this salon is. Across from the dinette, at floor level, is a wine chiller and a stemware storage cabinet. This brings us to the lower helm on the starboard side. Let's take a minute and walk through what this helm has to offer. Starting from the top down, she's equipped with a speed monitor, and there's a depth monitor just below. To the right is a Raymarine E120 GPS, radar, and chart plotter. Below and to port are a pair of MAN engine displays, which are right next to an angle rudder indicator. She also has a Jabsco searchlight and an electrical switch panel just to the port side of the wheel. On the starboard side, we find a VHF radio, MAN engine throttles, and a side power bow thruster joystick. Facing the helm are a pair of leather helm seats. This 53 Sunseeker has a down galley on the port side. Being just below the windshield, this galley is flooded with natural light. It has a pair of new isotherm fridge freezers, a 3-burner electric cooktop, a Panasonic microwave, a stainless sink basin set into stone countertops, and a Miele commercial-grade dishwasher. Aft is the first of 3 staterooms, which is the full-beam master. Centerline is a walk-around berth. To starboard is a comfortable leather love seat, with a hanging locker just forward, as well as a TV. On the port side is walnut cabinetry, affording extra storage. And just forward is the master ensuite. Now back in the galley, we see 3 doors. The aft door leads us to a twin stateroom with side-by-side berths, which is great for the kids. This cabin also has a hanging locker and a TV. Forward is a shared head with a shower stall. The third stateroom on board is the VIP. This is a very warm and inviting stateroom. The VIP has private access to the shared head. Let's jump back out to the aft deck and take a look at the Flybridge. This is, simply put, an entertainer's Flybridge. It's got a ton of comfortable seating and is covered by a newly replaced bimini. Let's break down this space starting aft with the radar arch. Mounted on the arch is her TrackVision KVH satellite TV receiver and a Raymarine HD radar. Forward is a large U-shaped dinette around an expandable teak table and a grilling station. 6 can lounge here comfortably. To port is a wet bar with a sink and a top-loading cold box. This brings us to a great spot to sunbathe. Finally, we have the upper helm on the starboard side. This is a duplicate helm, with the only difference being a new Raymarine Hybrid Touch GPS chart plotter. As with all of our videos, we hope that today's walkthrough has been both thorough and informative. We have hundreds of other walkthroughs just like this one. Be sure to check them out by subscribing to what has become the most informative yachting channel on YouTube. On behalf of the Denison team, thank you for coming aboard this 53 Sunseeker Manhatan. If you want a spec sheet or would like to see her in person, please reach out to Denise George at any time.